Good morning, folks. Good morning. How are you going? Man, I feel tired. Gotta wake up. Need to wake up. Wake up, Mark. How's everybody doing? We've just had the South African national anthem. That guy had a pretty good voice, actually, as far as national anthems go. I think he sang that pretty well. But yeah, how's everybody doing? I have taken Ellen's advice and opted for the coffee early this morning. See if that'll kickstart me into action. Victoria says I'm crazy. Well, there ain't much rugby on for a while with the All Blacks and bloody Wallabies not being on next week. So let's do this, eh? Let's do this. Gotta watch it. Anthony, mate, how's it going? Boxing was too strong for the Pumas. Looks like that on paper, mate. I agree. Randy's had better than a coffee early this morning. Fair enough. Fair enough. Morning, Matt, mate. Tim, good morning, sir. Hollywood, yes. And Mark says a bit earlier, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. is, I think 3 a.m. is marginally better than 2 a.m. I think 2 a.m. is legit the worst time. The worst time. But anyway, we'll see how things go. We've got the Pumas having their anthem at the moment. Lavanini is in tears. Let's hope he can stay on the pitch and not get carded. John's in Berlin. Let's crack on with what we've got. Is pretty much exactly it, mate. John says, you're officially mad. There's some cash for coffee to keep you awake now you're off to bed. John, mate, you're not sticking around. I don't blame you. John, man, like I said, there's a distinct lack of rugby on with the All Blacks pulling the plug on that game next week. So what can I say? I'm in lockdown. I got no plans for today, tomorrow, whatever the hell day it is. But anyway, man, if you are off to bed, take care of yourself. Good to see you as always, and thank you very much. Cheers. Even more passion than usual, if that's possible, from the Argentinians. Rian, mate. Yeah, I got to get up. Like I said, lockdown. What am I going to do? Take that jersey off. Tim wants me to take this jersey off. I've got England and Bath sitting over there, so I will be wearing the fair white colours at some point soon, mate. Tim, hope you're well, brother. Cheers. Winton, mate, yes, I've just had kickoff. So the time sync right now, I am at 10 seconds right on the clock. Yes. To see if we can sort out a clock of some kind at some point. Starleo has not gone to sleep yet, but is not too tired. See, Starleo, I think you and me are going to be trading places. I'm feeling pretty shattered at the moment, but I should be able to work my way into this game after 4 hours of sleep. Around 4 hours. Whereas you're going to start to wane. That's the plan. John's been watching League and AFL night and is wrecked. You haven't done any union, mate. Icing on the cake. 50 seconds. Malcolm Marx is about to throw the ball in if you are watching. Did New Zealand cancel the Ripper Rugby? Yes. My son's season has been called off. Totally called off. First block line-out was a bit messy, but they get the ball back. Jasper Visa is having a run. Doesn't beat any defenders that time. That is a very strong-looking block team, isn't it? Mark is finally back home. Man, Mark, well done. That's been a long journey for you in the States. Goodness gracious. Do you even still remember the place at this point? But man, congratulations. 3 years is mental. Marcus, the beer can wait. I need coffee. Starting with coffee. Victoria, I have got this Argentina jersey. But yeah. It's of maybe dubious legitimacy, let's put it that way. But Argentina jerseys are really hard to come across. Natural talent, man. Good morning. Cora, good morning. Shona, good morning. Sammy, good morning. Randy says, if I open a beer, you open a beer. I've got beers in the fridge in case we switch to beers, mate. Indeed. Right. I missed what that penalty was for. I got to start paying attention to the game. I'm kind of half cruising here. Pollard's kicking for touch. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, because I'm often delayed. It must have been Malia in front of the kicker. If you are in front of us, please keep the spoilers to a minimum if you could be so kind. I am at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm streaming it online, so it's usually a bit slow. Monster wins that line out, and it's Visa again. They've so far got his number, Visa. They learned their lesson from last week where they let him run with a bit of a head start. Not this week, and he's lost the ball. Montoya. Go the big fella. He was probably Argentina's best player last week. Back for a knock on. Matera did nothing last week. He was pretty quiet, man. Issa was the better of the two flanks. I agree. Victoria, yeah, I saw you say good afternoon. So you're back in France. Jose, mate. Vamos los Pumas. Vamos Pumas, indeed, mate. Carajo. Big V8 show, man. Good morning. Quasi, the game has started. I got to put the score up, eh? Bloody hell, I'm way off. Excuse me, folks. Score. It is South Africa 0, Argentina 0. Here we go. There's a score. Oh, bloody hell, what am I doing? Watch the game, Mark. Five minutes gone already. Bloody hell, it's flying. I haven't written a damn thing. Left on Wednesday. Fair enough. Hope the flight all went smoothly. Travel at this time of... left on Wednesday. This is with the lockdown? Bloody hell. It must have been messy. Aileron's going to be... Aileron is annoyed to miss the test. Yeah, man, it's that's a shambles. What can I say? Lockdown with military in the street in Vietnam. At least you still got rugby. We don't have military in the street here in New Zealand, despite the talks of it being... Some people call it fascist, some people call it socialist, which are interesting because they're kind of at different ends of the spectrum, but we don't have military in the street here. Oh, Malcolm Marx with that bloody turnover. I'll write a note. I need to write a note because we're 5 minutes in. Not much momentum though, folks, so far. Both sides are kind of not able to crack 5 phases. More time. No, the Springboks are going to give it to the backs. What's going on here? Oh, Lecanio. Well over the advantage line. Tim, mate, it is 3:15 in the morning. And Simon's noting how devilishly handsome Damon Delende is looking today. There you go. The camera's just focused on him as you've said that. He's had a shave. Hal says, good morning from Texas. Cheers for dedication, passion, rugby, great for commitment. May rugby win the day. Cheers, Hal, mate. I appreciate that. Yeah, let's hope it's a good game. Alan says, you haven't taken that jersey off since the tour. Well, to be honest, I may have gone Springboks today, but it's a bit chilly. I don't have a Argentinian jacket, so I chucked on the Springboks jacket, and it's a fine looking jacket, I must say. It's a fine jacket. I'm currently in the market for a Wallabies one as well, but their new one, like this, costs 179 Australian dollars. Like, oh my goodness, that's not reasonable. 179 bucks for a jacket. Bloody hell. Not doable, but cheers, Alan, mate. Yeah. Appreciate it. What can I say? The Springboks have been winning, so I keep on winning. We're in their gear. 8 minutes on the clock, 8 minutes 45. Tim's tried twice to pay me to take it off. Q with a Bok jersey. Oh, I don't know if it's the first time, but it's getting up there, isn't it? If anything, rugby should be dropping their merch prices. Honestly, the Wallabies, I think, have the most expensive gear of any of the Rugby Championship teams. I think that it just reinforces that it's kind of a bit of a well-to-do game in Australia, eh? So, Pat, good morning, Pat. Hope the Pumas can get up for a win. Yeah, let's hope they can crack on with this one, because on paper they look to not quite have a World Cup winning team, whereas the the Springboks are feeling pretty much that way. Right. South African line out 5 meters out. Goodness gracious, we've got Matt. 3 AM dedication, like in the kit too. Got the box by 23. Thank you, brother. I think I had 15. I think I had box by 15. But we'll see. 9 minutes and 50 seconds in. Cheers, Matt, man. Appreciate that. The box are knocking on the door. The pressure is really coming on the Pumas at the moment. 5 phases. Wish us luck. Good luck, man. Lacagno, man, he's good, but he's still brought down. And the Pumas have turned them over, but it's going to be back for another advantage. Mark's almost 3 minutes ahead. That can't be right. 3 minutes ahead. I'm at 10:30. Yeah, and Yakana is down. Hopefully Big Trev makes a speedy recovery, because he's finally been given a start. He hasn't had that many starts for the Springboks. Tim's got the box by 20. Randy's got the Pumas by 1. Victoria says she's 2 minutes behind. It's all over the shop. Kids' office warming up just in case. Jezza, I love the dedication, man. Yeah, what can I say? Got to be done. It's got to be done. Mr. V, this is for you waking up so early, mate. Respect. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a lot. Honestly, I had a hard decision to make. It's like, do I go to bed at, I don't know, 10 o'clock? Because I've tried to go to bed at 9 for the Lions tour, and I just lie in bed for an hour. So, yeah. I went to bed at 10 and then woke up. It's hard getting out of bed, though, when you're only like 4 hours sleep and your body does not want to get up. But if I took Starlio's tactic and stayed up, I reckon by 5 o'clock in the morning I'd be dead. So yeah, I went with the sleep and the wake up. I appreciate that, mate. Cheers. We've got our first score. They have opted for the 3, the box right in front. So they get some points for all that early territorial pressure. And yeah, we are at 3 points to 0. Stalio usually goes to bed at 12. With a lockdown, it's like 1. You don't see the point in having a 2-hour sleep situation. Yeah, fair enough. I'm usually in bed a lot earlier than you then. Hollywood stream is slower than mine. Hopefully I'm not spoiling too much. I'm at 11:45 right now. Pumas have actually got the ball in Springboks half. For a change, if you missed it and you kind of did get back up, so he's still on. Oh, there's that new winger. What's his name? The Sevens guy. He's at his first run. Brought down. Good to see him handle the ball without knocking it on. Jose doesn't know the possibilities for Argentina in this comp. Oh, Pollard's knocked it on in the 22. But yeah, they are certainly building some depth, man. They're playing guys like Miotti, and as I mentioned, that winger whose name escapes me at 3 in the morning. Was that Ford? That was Ford. Spoiled stream was worth it for the banter. I hope so, Victoria. Lockdown, Mark, not sure. We're officially in lockdown until Tuesday next week, but it'll be longer. At the rate things are going up, it'll definitely be longer. Sami Sinti is the guy on the bench. It's the other guy. Seems that Reinach and Cheslin are playing interchangeably. Winton, yeah, we've seen Cheslin pop into scrum half it a couple of times, eh? Oh, and he kind of is coming off. That's a bugger. He tried to play on. Big Trev. It's gone off. He's not had luck, eh? World Cup, he couldn't survive the tournament because he got injured there as well. It's a real bugger. Didn't they have COVID positive Aucklanders turning up at large events? I think so, mate. I've stopped reading all the events. It's huge. All I know is I've been home, so stay home. Victoria's got the inside word. She knows it. Oh, man. Pumas lost the ball there. So, they're back in their own half. Springboks just know how to win. They're going to be hard to beat, Englishmen. Absolutely. It's only 3-0 at the moment. So the Pumas guys are doing all right. given how much talent's in that Springbok team. But yeah, the true test is going to be how it's looking after 70 or 80, not after 15 or 20. Tim, am I jabbed up yet? I am not. I'm not eligible yet, man. Our vaccine rollout has been really slow. Really slow. I registered, but I'm not eligible yet because I'm too young. At a sprightly 37, I am still too young to get jabbed. So, it's another high ball struggle for the Pumas. I missed who it was that time. Now the Boks are on attack. This is a reminiscent of last week. Interestingly, my parents were supposed to get their second jab this week, but the vaccination center, they said, was just overrun by people. Like, they had an appointment. They showed up and they were like, what the hell's going on? It's like the guy at the gate, and he's just like, I don't know. Everyone's got an appointment. It's like, yeah, right. But anyway. Chris is 16 here in Perth. Oh, from 16. Not 16. From 16 here in Perth, everyone can get a jab. Yeah, like I said, man, New Zealand's been real slow. Real slow with the rollout. Everyone in South Africa is eligible for the jab. Yeah, man, get it. Get it done. Get it done. Appreciate the UK NHS. Yeah, man, like I said, I think they've just had supply issues here in New Zealand. They just can't get enough of the bloody stuff. First scrum advantage for the Boks. They can have a free play here because they got advantage. But nothing much doing there. They'll up for the 3. Vaccination system so dumb. My 20-year-old friend got no health issues, got his weeks ago, 84 grandmother, be struggling to find a slot, Stalio. Yeah. A lot of my old workmates have been jabbed as well because they just showed up at vaccine centers before the latest outbreak and just were given it. So maybe I should have just done that, but I never actively sought it out like in person. I just registered online and haven't heard jack. Stephen, thanks to sense great commitment. Nah, man, all good. Happy to be here. Ireland, it's on the 12 age group for the vaccine. You're fully vaccinated. Man, I'm getting vaccine envy. I'm about to update the score because Pollard has just kicked it and it's 6-2-0. Victoria got offered the jab at the pre-departure test. Man, I haven't been offered nothing. South Africa received the restart. All good. They're going to kick from their own 22. Reinach's going to do it. Boomfa, there we go. Oh, but he's been charged down by Lavanini. LaRue's going to get them out of jail, but under a wee bit of pressure. Okay, I think the Pumas need to score next. I reckon New Zealand Customs will let me receive some antibodies. I don't reckon. No. They're pretty strict at the border. Jezza, your posts are appearing. I'm sorry. What did I miss? What did I miss? Right, come on, Argentina. What can you do here, folks? Excuse me while I just write a wee note. But Argentina's going backwards. Oh, man. They've lost the ball. Argentina, who won that one? Too busy writing bloody notes. Can't watch any of the games. Do the teams make use of the 50-22? We haven't seen a 50-22 as yet. We've seen a couple of guys go for it, I think, but not much. Not much. Argentina giving away a lot of penalties. This is true. And it's piggybacking the Springboks up the field, but the Springboks are turning the screws for sure. It was Miotti with the carry. Was that Marks? No, it was Tutoy with the turnover. Brutal. Sumo, mate, good to see you. Haven't seen you on stream for yonks. Which city is on the poster behind me? That is Wuhan. Before it was famous, mate, I used to live there. So, yeah, it's my missus' hometown. Nice place. Really good breakfast as well. Friendly people, but now known for a bloody virus, which is spread throughout the world. Uh-oh. Pumas could be in trouble here. Oh, Simo, you're joking me. For April Tui, good morning. Victoria's got a colleague from there. She's just loving the attention. Not, I bet. Yeah. When people used to ask me, and I say I lived in China, they'd be like, oh, bro, where else did you live in China? I'd be like, Wuhan. And their face would just be like, never heard of it. And then I'd just be like, oh, it's south of Shanghai, south of Beijing, west of Shanghai, north of Hong Kong. So kind of in the middle. People are like, oh, yeah. Really unfortunate. Yeah. I lived there for 7 years, man. It's honestly a nice place. I have nothing but good things to say about Wuhan, except the pollution kind of sucks. The pollution's pretty bad, and the weather's pretty hot in summer. Like it's scorching in summer. It's brutal, but the food is amazing. Yeah, Jezza, mate. The Pumas, I think, could be staring down the barrel of a card if they keep giving away these penalties. It's 9 points to 0. How's my Chinese? That's decent, eh? It's probably getting worse, seeing as I've been away from China for many years, but no, it's pretty decent. Pretty good. Lived at the source. Did I eat any bats? You know what? I never saw any bats being eaten in Wuhan. Funnily enough, I know it gets the rep for the bat thing, but no bats as far as I'm aware. I did eat dog. That was in Hubei rather than Wuhan itself. What else did I eat? I tried centipede, but that was at a like a wacky food festival. Even the Chinese people were like, "Bro, that's weird." So yeah, tried a few things. Chicken feet are pretty popular, Mark, mate, but I've never been a fan. What form of Chinese, Jezza, mate? Just Mandarin, and I speak a little bit of. I can understand certainly quite a lot of the Wuhan dialect, which is pretty similar to Mandarin. Miotti needs to kick this one. South Africa conceded a pretty easy penalty from the restart there. Visa. Come on, Miotti, don't muck this one up. He's nailed it. 9-3. What sort of work did I do in Wuhan? I was indeed an ESL teacher, Richard, mate. It was a pretty cruisy gig. Very cruisy. Such a silly penalty, absolutely. Probably eating chicken feet, not knowing. Yeah, that's probably your chicken McNuggets, eh? There's just no meat on chicken feet, so I was never a fan. How did the dog taste, Sid, mate? It was okay. I would prefer beef. It's like most similar, I think, to beef, but I was not fussed. I wouldn't order it again. Did Labrador taste different from German Shepherd? I'm not actually sure what dogs they used for it, but I know where I lived at one place, there was a restaurant which had like a Labrador on the picture outside, and you're like, oh, it's a pet shop. It's like, nah, it's not a pet shop. Mark, using Google Translate, I'm assuming, says, 我佩服你说中文. Like, I admire the fact that you can speak Chinese. There you go. I can even read it. Believe it or not. Which is a totally different skill. Could never eat a dog, but that's different cultures. Yeah, like I said, I was not a fan. I figured I'd try it, but I only tried it once, and I wouldn't bother trying it again, but at least I've tried it. Dogs are cute, so shouldn't be eaten. Chicken, pigs, and cows aren't, so it's okay to eat them. Everyone draws the line somewhere different, eh? If people have grown up with dogs, it's kind of, it's different. Eh? If you've grown up with dogs, it's kind of harder to eat a dog. But I know some people get pretty attached to their chickens, so you never know. Mark's impressed that I can read that bit of Chinese. Man, I was there 7 years, so I should be able to read some, eh? I can't read everything. Sometimes I struggle. Eating dogs isn't cultural. It's only done in the poor regions, mate. I don't know. In Wuhan, it's kind of a winter thing. It's like a winter dish, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's like universally popular. And I would say it's probably more popular with the older generations than the younger generations for sure. Like none of my missus or her mates ever were like, let's go get some dog. Never. And Alec can't handle this. All right, we'll change topic. No more dog talk. 100% a payoff. I'm very open to payoffs, man. What can I say? Very low morals. There you go. Had the two-legged animal. If you mean chicken, I have indeed. Had frog? Yeah, definitely had frog. Weirdest thing I've seen in France is pig brain, Victoria. Goodness gracious. A pig, says April Toy. A pig is a dog, is a boy. Don't hassle other people for eating dogs if you eat sheep. Yeah, they're all animals, right? Randy's had snails. I had snails at a French restaurant here. Yeah, everyone's a bit different, eh? Very open to payoff. Sounds like a politician. Yeah, I should have been in politics. Beef tongue. Yeah, man. Different cultures eat all kinds of different stuff, eh? Lutdiaka's down at the moment. So Nico Janssen van Rensburg is looking on, wondering if he's going to get his first cap. I had pineapple on your pizza last night. Victoria, that's pleasing to hear. I'm very chuffed. Older generation were the most in poverty anyway. It's poverty, legacy food, no different from eating feet, etc. Simon. Yeah, I think it's the same, interestingly. Don't quote me on this because I'm not an expert, but anybody who's been in Japan can tell me that apparently eating whale in Japan is often linked with the post-World War II era where they didn't have that much food because the economy was in the shitter, basically. So yeah, they used to get whale and they used to serve it in schools. So like a whole generation grew up eating whale, and those people are now like the age of like, well, they're probably getting a bit old for that now, but like all the politicians and stuff. So they grew up eating whale in their childhood, hence why they loved eating some whale. That's what I've heard, whether or not that's true or not. Whereas the younger generation aren't as keen, but again, I don't know. How much do you have to pay to stop purchase of pineapple pizza in the 2 cents household? Oh, I don't know if there's enough money in the world, mate. What's the worst thing I ate? Your missus is Icelandic, so the nasty stuff: rotten shark, sheep eye, ram balls. Goodness gracious. Sean, the clock is at 29 minutes as Pollard's lining up another penalty. And the worst thing I ate would probably actually be the centipede. That was gross. It's just like eating crunchy salt. But again, that was at a weird food festival, so even the locals were kind of like, trying weird and wonderful stuff. The centipede is legit disgusting. I tried scorpion there, and it was actually pretty nice. It was like pork crackling, if you know what that is. Andre Pollard, if you're watching the game, is just keeping the scoreboard ticking over when Argentina concedes off penalties, man. Oh, man, is that another penalty? For God's sake, Argentina, get the message. It's a yellow card warning on the half an hour mark. You don't usually see a team get yellow card warned kind of in the opposition 22. Oh, hey, there's a family photo there. Deliberately just off picture, isn't it? My son's been on the streams before, though. Never tried horse meat, no. Never tried horse meat. Simon, I actually missed what it was before as well. I think it was a breakdown penalty, but wake me when you see a bit of rugby played, says Neil. I think that's why I'm getting distracted. We're talking about, when we're starting to talk about stuff other than the rugby, if we're talking about weird and wonderful foods, that the game is drifting a little bit. How's Little 2 Cents feeling about his rugby being cancelled? He was disappointed. Uh-oh. Bruni's going to get yellow carded. Offside. It's going to be a long day at the office for the Pumas here. Little 2 Cents is an absolute legend after that Patreon video. Yes, that was absolutely not scripted. But man, he just destroyed me, didn't he? Threw me right under the bus. Let me see what the penalty count is, folks. Pollard's opted for the 3. So the bonus point for the tries is still looking as far away as when the game started. But the scoreboard, 15 points to 3, is looking pretty nice. Yeah, I'll admit I put it up earlier in the week. Pumas can't legally stop the Boks. Yes, seemingly, eh? They've had bugger all ball. Oh, man. This is about as one-sided as I've seen a half. They just can't stop them, eh? Like Hanjo says, it's just... Penalty count. It's 12-3. April 2 wants to see some rugby. Yeah, this one was Kitsoff just getting over the ball over Malia. They just can't get the ball out. Victoria's falling asleep. I'm actually starting to wake up. It's great. Line out time. Maul time. Box doing what they do best. Yeah, front rows over the ball are ridiculous. Kitsoff, Marks, and Dutoy, man. They've all won penalties in this game, eh? So you're right, Andrew. That's a good point. I'll have to put that in the review. Finally, the Pumas win one on defense. Pressure on the rucks by the Boks is amazing. Exactly. ABs don't care about the championship if they don't want. Oh, man. Yeah, that's brutal, eh? The fact that they pulled out of that game, I'm still kind of annoyed by it. My son woke up from his afternoon nap just as you said. I'm starting to wake up. Some dark wizardry there. I'm sorry to do that to you, Suma, mate. Now you're not going to be able to focus on your rugby. Tedious games is Hollywood. Still got time. It's still got time to come alive. It's such a shame that things are back to normal here in Europe. I know, eh? It's such a weird reversal. I remember in 2020 when Super Rugby Aotearoa got underway and we were kind of celebrating it like, hey, the rest of the world's in their homes. We've got live rugby with crowds. It's amazing. And now it's kind of done a 180. What does the pull-up mean for the championship points? I think they will just reschedule, but we will have to wait and see, Simon, mate. Jez is a month away from making a rugby return. That'll be a welcome one. Oh, my goodness. Did the Pumas really just lose that line out and then win a penalty at the breakdown? Oh, my goodness. Ugh, it's painful. Painful. Big crowds at the beach yesterday. Nice to get some sun again. I can't even imagine. I have not left my property other than to take the rubbish out in 4 days. Spent a bit of time in the garden though. Luckily, I bought some seeds before the lockdown, so I planted a couple of cauliflower seeds and a couple of cabbage seeds. So we'll see how they turn out. Which is eligible for the vets team. Me as well, mate. Me as well. Brian says a very poor discipline for the Pumas. It's putting it mildly, mate. It's been atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Mike Keogh wants the All Blacks kicked out. Yeah, he's a bit of a drama merchant, but yeah, they've certainly brought the competition into a bit of a disrepute situation, haven't they? When was the last time the Pumas played a home game, Scott? A very, very, very long time ago. Someone was asking about the penalty count. Let's have a look. Still says 13-4. Goodness me, the Pumas got the ball, but they're going backwards. Oh my God. I think this penalty count may be the highest I've ever seen in one half of rugby for one team. This is brutal. And the Boks are opting for touch. They're finally going to turn the screws and they're going to maul it. You know they're going to maul it. All right, Sumo, mate. I'm sorry to wake up your son. Hopefully he behaves himself. The beers are in the fridge, Jake. I'll see if I need them later. Oh no, it was a Pumas penalty. I don't believe it. They reversed it for a high tackle on Okanyu arm. Is all of New Zealand in one time zone? Yes, definitely. Hey, the Pumas got 2 penalties on the trot. I don't believe it. Ellen says this game is so slow. It's a struggle at times, isn't it? It is a bit of a struggle. Technically, the Chatham Islands are in a different time zone. Oh, I forgot about the Chatham Islands. That doesn't really count, does it? Apologies to all my viewers in the Chatham Islands. Thoughts on the Wallabies changing the ghetto rule? Yeah, it's an interesting one. It just depends if they are kind of willing to, I don't know if sacrifice is the right word, but sacrifice the Super Rugby level for Wallabies' success. And obviously New Zealand rugby, not that it's any of their business, will be livid if the Aussie teams lose their Super Rugby players abroad because there's already not that much buy-in from a lot of New Zealand fans for the Aussie Super Rugby teams. Mioti's just missed a penalty, but at least they've wasted 1 minute of yellow card time, and we will go in at halftime. Do Argentina just kick it out here? Yes, they do. Reckon this game was worth getting up for? We've had a good chat about some strange food, so yeah, it's been worth it. But yeah, it's not been the most entertaining half of rugby I've ever seen. The penalty count is brutal. Like, I don't mind suffocating rugby, but it's been so stop-start. Has there been 5 phases? Maybe once, twice? Check out the stats. Still says it's at 38 minutes, so we will check out the stats in another minute or two. Bring on the trivia. Ellen, I didn't open any beers. Thoughts on Super Rugby drafting all the players between the teams, so you'd mix the Aussies, Kiwis, South Africans. I've thought about doing a video on would a draft work in Super Rugby before, but the first hurdle is essentially that New Zealand Rugby likes to have control of their players, so they All Blacks guys need to be playing in New Zealand teams. So essentially, the All Blacks can kind of tinker with players. Like, they can say to the Chiefs, we would like you to see DMAC playing at 10 instead of 15, or give them time with both, kind of thing. Whereas they lose that control if they do it that way. So I can't see it happening because New Zealand Rugby like having their mitts on everything. It's just the way it's set up, I guess. The worst beer channel on YouTube. Goodness me, Alad says, well, fix the trivia situation then. It's maybe a bribe. Okay. It's 4 a.m, so we can do beers. Cheers, man. I'll get a beer. I put it in the fridge for this reason. So there we go. I'll see if I can move this old body at this time. Goodness gracious. Oh, man. Struggling. Don't trip over the coffee table. Ugh. Right. Cheers, Ella, by the way. Refreshing. Refreshing at 3:59. Patrick asks the trivia question. Let's get it started with Patrick. Who's the youngest All Black? Are we talking the youngest All Black ever or in the current squad? Java says, love the commitment. 4 a.m. watching rugby. Yeah, it was harder an hour ago when it was like 3. Best beer is at 4 a.m. There you go. Lomu says, careful, Cliff Driver. Lomu was my initial guess for like the youngest All Black ever. Is that right, Patrick? Just going to write down some stats. Run meters is 61, 120 to the Springboks. Defenders beaten is 1-4. But it's the penalties conceded, eh? Yeah, the penalty count's 13-6. Zach Guilford, All Black ever. My guess would be Lobo as well. Oh, Toyava is a good guess, actually. Saya Toyava. Yeah, he was supposed to be the next big thing. But yes, 19 penalties and 1.5 for rugby is usually, that's like one game's worth of penalties. So the ref, either the teams aren't adjusting to the ref or the ref is very quick off the trot. Absurd. That's probably a fair call. I wonder if ESPN's doing stats today. Let's check. Didn't go to Lomu's funeral, but went to his dad's. Is that right? Apparently Lomu had a bit of a strained relationship with his dad. I never finished his biography, but I did read some of it. Patrick says, yes, Jonah was the youngest. There you go. Good bit of trivia, mate. Right, the one I've got here, Alan, I think is one we've had before, but we'll see if anybody gets it. Oh, Anthony's got one. Here's trivia question. Which country has competed the most times in the Summer Olympics and has yet to win any kind of medal? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to go with this one, but anybody can guess Anthony's one as well. Who is Southland's Southland, this is a rugby team, Southland Stags' most capped rugby player? Maybe we haven't had that one. Southland's most capped rugby player. I think he was still playing as of a season or two ago. Bangladesh, this big V8 show. Your position, strangely enough, is 47.53. And then territory is 41.59. Vietnam, Sri Lanka, good guesses. For this one, someone's guessed Jimmy Cowan. It's not Jimmy Cowan, it's a forward. Oh no, Chris. That's New Taiwan dollars, folks. So don't go too crazy, but that's still a fair chunk of change. Holy smokes. Chris says to scale it. Let me warm up. I should have taken a bigger drink earlier. Goodness me. Chris loves Skull beers. Good to see you. How you doing, Chris? How can we switch from New Taiwan dollars to from Aussie dollars? What's the deal? He's still stuck in Taiwan, obviously. Someone guessed it. Adrian says Jason Rutledge. It is Jason Rutledge, who is the top Southland capped player. Also, Victoria got it too. What was the answer to the medals question? Goodness me, Chris. Cheers for the 750 New Taiwan dollars. I don't know how much money that is, but the color, pinky, whatever color that is, indicates that it's a fair chunk of change. So, yes, cheers, man. Good to see you. Oh, it was too cold. Oh, way too cold. Bloody hell. Cheers. Bleeding hell. Too cold. Shouldn't have put it in the fridge. Cheers, Chris. Now I'm full of gas. More so than usual. Gulping sound. Yeah. Whew, that was cold. That was brutal. My body was fighting that one. Instant regret. Yeah. Didn't struggle that much last time, eh? Bloody hell. When it was room temperature, that kind of went down a lot easier. Anthony says the answer is the Philippines. 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 Hey, didn't they win a medal, though? This Olympics? skull and a beer to make up for the game. That makes sense. Hopefully it'll be a more enjoyable second half after that. Gulping gave me PTSD, and Liam wishes he could skull a beer at 4 a.m. Man, I struggled. I don't know if you'd call that a skull. That was a slow gulp. Yeah, if I was going to skull a beer again, I think I'd go room temperature. My body was just fighting that. Philippines got a medal this year. I thought so as well. It was a big deal. 3 more and you'll love it. What are you trying to do to me? Slow, horrible gulping sound. I felt horrible. I don't know why. It's just so cold. Maybe because I don't know, wearing more clothes. I was like trying to open the old gullet and my body was like going, nah, slow this down. Listening to people gulp and chew with their mouth open and slurp is a big no-no. Indeed. Indeed. I'm not a big fan of the open mouth eating, to be honest. Don't come to China. Yeah, China's got a fair bit of the old open mouth eating, to be fair. You will get used to it. Maybe it's the 4 a.m. in the morning. Maybe it is just that. Maybe my body's just like, what are you doing to yourself? Which Irish province did Mills Muliaina play for? I don't actually know the answer to that question. Stalio's got the tiredness setting in. Whereas here I am with those 4 hours of sleep in the bank starting to wake up. Was it Munster? Says Brendan. Connacht says Randy. I don't think it was Connacht. Miss cold beer on a day in Shenzhen. The heat is killing me. 50 weeks a year. Are you not in Shenzhen now? 2 cents body, it's 4 a.m. You psychopath. Maybe that's it. It is Connacht. No way. I did not know that. Cliff Drover's off to the pub. Good one, mate. Enjoy the rest of the game. 25% chance of getting it right. That's true. Second half should not be too far away now. Happy hour time, but I'm just taking the laptop to bed, Victoria. That sounds fair enough. You probably need a wee rest. How's the lockdown going, mate? It's okay. It's okay. I haven't gone anywhere. I purchased a box of beers like a day before the lockdown started, so that was good timing. The fridge is full of food. I managed to get some veg and fruit and stuff dropped off yesterday. Kids are home. I'm just dealing with kids all day, basically. So, yeah. Play Transformers with my son and some Duplo with my girl. And we play hide and seek. I'm remarkably good at hide and seek for a guy who's 6'4". I'll tell you that much. I'm remarkably good at that game. And we're teaching my daughter, her letters. She's gotten A, B, and C down. So I've had to start that one. And my son is doing his writing. So a bit of maths. He's 5. So yeah, man, just full on parenting, isn't it? Do I have enough toilet paper? That's the question. I do have enough toilet paper. Funnily enough, like 2 weeks ago, toilet paper was on special. So we bought two packets. So we stocked up. Nice and sleazy. Good afternoon. We have the second half underway, folks. There's a minute and a half left on the yellow card for Argentina. Fingers crossed they can pull finger and we can see fewer penalties in the second half, please. Enjoying the Bok hate. Going to be nice to see Basic Boy Rugby beat the ABs. I actually don't mind the way the game plan goes for the Boks. What I don't like is freaking 9 penalties in one half. Like, that's a penalty every other minute. It's just a brutal watch. Northern Hemisphere, a lot of saltiness towards South Africa after the Lions tour. I've noticed, and I'm not sure if it's just Twitter adjusting their algorithm, but there's been a lot of like saltiness just generally. I was speaking to a couple of people about it. Like my Twitter, I mostly follow like teams and competition so I can get news. So I follow Cardiff Blues, they're just called Cardiff Rugby now. I follow, the Auckland Blues. I follow the Springboks. I follow Rugby Championship. I follow Six Nations. But like my feed is just full of all this drama and hatred, and I'm just like, man, this is draining to look through. A lot of saltiness. COVID is turning us all into grumpy pants. Yeah, I don't like it, April Tui. I don't like. There's enough grumpiness in the world without adding that into my rugby. I like rugby to get away from that nonsense. Notice similar negative trend on Instagram rugby posts, CBJ. It's not good, man. It's not good. I just want to watch the rugby and have some banter and talk about, I don't know, talk about the games. Malia, well done. Actually got up and under and regathered. A good start to the second half. Here we go. Old man Willie boy. Evening, good morning. I hope you're good. What have you missed? You missed 19 penalties in one half of rugby, Craig, mate. 19 penalties. There's only 40 minutes, and yet we had 19 penalties. It's been brutal. And skulls some beers. There you go, Chris. That's it. That's why I left Twitter and Facebook for the grumpiness. I would rather watch horses in a field than argue with strangers. Yeah, that's a fair call, actually. I put on YouTube the other day, we welcome South Africa to Cardiff. Next thing, you're being attacked. That's bonkers. Craig, just the one yellow card to Argentina, and it's just expired. So, yes. And Mioti's missed it. Hey, they needed that one. Rugby trivia time. Which city did Ireland inflict their first ever defeat on New Zealand? I know the answer to that one, but I'll let somebody else get that one. That one's scarred into my memory. I can't forget that one. No, Victoria's already got it. Yeah, there we go. And Jesus flack, mates, are having an argument. On social media or a real argument? Like face-to-face arguments are old school now. You've got to do it on social media. Face-to-face argument. Unbelievable. Tell them that's 2021. We don't do that anymore. I suppose people do that. Was that Malcolm Marx again? Man, he's a big unit. You can't remove him. Good job, you can lock the door. Fair enough. Malcolm Marx is a breakdown beast today. He is. I thought he might struggle with the new laws, but he's doing really well today. You should always bet again on whoever Ireland is playing in the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup. That's true. We might have a try here, folks. The Boks are about 1.5 meters away. They are knocking on the door of the Pumas. Marvin Ori runs into scrum half. Gets it to LaRue. Dale Lende is going to run. Are we going to see the first try? Argentina offside by a mile, surely there. And yep, it's advantage. Pollard gets it to LaRue, and this is going to be try time to Mapepe. He is over in the corner, folks. Well done. First try of the game, and it comes in 45 minutes. It is that man, Mapepe. I love Mapepe. All from that Malcolm Marx turnover, eh? What a waste from Argentina. They had a chance to go for the corner and apply the pressure, but they opted for the three. They opted for the three. Yeah, in the scheme of things. Probably not the best. Don't know the answer, but interesting to find out what the highest combined penalty count for a game is. Yeah. I think 19 and 1/2 would certainly be up there. And it is 22 points to 3. 22-3. Leave me on Supersport. I will leave Supersport to the former players. Is Michael Cheika still with the Argentinians? He is. He is still with the Argentinians. He is there today. Cheers them with the bump. Yeah, man. Lots of good guys in the build-up play. LaRue, very good. Very good. That's one try. 2 more for the Boks to get the bonus point. Are they going to get 50? Because they're going to go for the jugular here, man. They're not going to go for any more threes, surely. Watching the game on stand in Melbourne, 40 seconds ahead, so you won't spoil the game. Thank you kindly. We have been pretty good with spoilers today, actually. Oh, Miotti's just dropped it cold. It's not what they needed, man. You might have to get Sanchez on here. Randy's just said bring on Sanchez. You read my mind. Which 3 players hold the record for most tries in a single World Cup campaign? I would say Lomu, Habana, and Adams. Am I right? Am I wrong? If it was 2 players, I know it's Lomu and Habana. But did Adams equal it in the last World Cup? Liam's fallen asleep. Come on. Surely not. Randy says Habana, Adams, and Savia. Hands are way up early, yeah, man. It's 4:21 in the morning. Tim, I am at 49 minutes and 2 seconds. They got the camera on Nico Jensen van Rensburg. He's about to come on. Someone said, is Kremer playing at 8? Kremer's on the left at the scrum. And Matera is at 8 now that Bruni's gone off by the looks of things. And Petty's on the right. No worries, Tim. Victoria's at the same time. Weren't you minutes behind before? You've caught up. Maybe Sky Sports in New Zealand is going a bit slow. Has Mapimpi scored more tries than Nabana? Surely not. There's actually a historical Welsh community in Argentina who's nice and sleazy. That's why there's a regular commenter on this YouTube channel whose surname is Williams, and yet he is Argentinian, so that would make a lot of sense. Lomu, Habana, and Savia, says Anthony. Oh, did Savia really equal their record at that 2015 World Cup? Did not know that. Did not know that. Oh, the Argentinians actually win 8 phases, and then was that Colby winning a turnover? No, not Colby. Colby, you're not allowed to do that, man. Come on. Goodness gracious. There's Nico Jensen van Rensburg. Nice and sleazy. I did have a beer earlier, and our man Chris threw me money, and I slowly downed the damn thing. I have to write down that Colby turnover, man. You know you're not getting any luck when Cheers and Colby's turning the thing over. Hard to get him off the ball, low center of gravity. That's true. What doesn't that guy do, man? He tackles big units. He's got gas. He's got a wicked step. He plays halfback today. He gets turnovers. He just does everything. He doesn't jump at line-out time. There you go. He doesn't do that. He's not allowed to scrum front row. That's against the laws, but yeah. Box defense is just too strong. It has been brutal. At least they've not been kicking Vista the ball all day. That's one good thing. Definitely a healthy Welsh community in Patagonia. They definitely belt out the Welsh alongside the Spanish. Is that right? I did not know that. He doesn't lift at line-out time either. There you go. Still needs to work on his game, doesn't he? Oh, what a kick for touch. That's unbelievable. His pass is on point. Yeah, man, he's been dropping in at 9 every now and again, so be hilarious for Colby at tight head. That may be one position he might actually struggle. But he can do pretty much everything else. Oh, this is going to be a try. Malcolm Marx is not going to be stopped from here, surely. And he's not. One more try. You would have to assume, man, this is going to be a big Springboks bonus point win. Malcolm Marx. Pretty happy with himself. Colby even had that 60-meter drop goal recently for Toulouse. I didn't see that, but I heard about it. Yeah, they were never going to be stopped. As soon as they started splintering, not a chance. April 2, he says, nice one. Absolutely. Brutal. Training match. It almost is, eh? They're just dominating. This has been one-sided as. I mean, the Pumas could have 9 points if they'd kicked their goals, but honestly, 29-3. It's starting to look like a hiding, folks. Starting to look like a bit of a hiding. As an overseas Q, you got to ask, what is the New Zealand rugby doing? I know. I don't think you'll find many Kiwis who are kind of chuffed with what New Zealand rugby's been doing. Like, some Kiwis can accept the safety element of their decision not to travel, but we can't accept the piss poor communications, the bloody circus that's going on, honestly. Anyway, Chris says tough to watch. They may be going to cut loose, man. Final 20. Final 20, we'll see 3 tries, at least. 3 tries, final 20. How am I feeling after the skull? I'm actually doing not too bad. Apart from the fact that it was a very weak skull, which is going to haunt me. I'm doing all right. Next time I will get room temperature beer, because maybe my fridge is just cold, or maybe I'm just soft. Maybe it's 4 a.m. Wasn't feeling it. Is the bomb squad on? Not yet. They've still got Marks to toy, but Inyakane has gone off. Inyakane had to go off in the first half. Did I play rugby in my school days, Yako? Everybody in New Zealand plays rugby to some extent, but I didn't play for a club. Nah, I was more of a cricket guy because I was skinny. I was a beanpole. But everybody plays rugby at lunchtime. So I did play with the boys, not against the first 15 guys. If the first 15 guys came on, Mbanumbi's on now, they just smashed us. They smashed us for days. So, yeah. South Africa is once again knocking on the door there in that 22 pull up with the up and under. Oh, the Pumas can't gather it again, but they have on the second attempt. Bloody hell. Dean says, really was a bowler? I was an opening batsman for my school team, because we had a rubbish cricket team. So I was an opening batsman because I was very good at staying in for a long time without doing a lot. And I was a medium-paced bowler, so a little bit of an all-rounder. I was not bad at cricket, but not great. New Zealand rugby want to play the championship in Europe to coincide with their autumn test. That could be true, yeah. I do think the players are being looked after by New Zealand rugby with this regard. Somebody mentioned in the comments that they've kind of promised to the players they'll only have to spend 1 period in quarantine, which will be they've returned to New Zealand in November, at the end of November, but I don't know if that's true. When's Khaleesi going to go off, man? That guy keeps playing week in, week out. He needs a rest. I think Cinty's coming on for his debut. Congratulations to him. Hopefully he gets the ball. De La Fuente has gone off. So who's going to play where? Does that mean Malia is going to move into the midfield? Steve wants the Box to get one more for the bonus point. They might, mate. Good to see you're awake. Must be an awful time in Australia for this game. I played one provincial match in my life, Upper Galilee versus Jerusalem, when I was a volunteer for a kibbutz in Israel when you're 19. Bloody hell. That's next level. The Pumas still have time to make a bit of an effort to close the gap. They still need to do something April 2. Yeah, it's not looking likely at this stage, eh? But there's still enough time, like you say. And it's a scrum penalty to the Springboks. Perth was a sellout. Now the rugby wasted on logistics. I know. It's mental. The Box monstrous pack is too slow versus the ABs. We'll have to wait and see, man. I think we're all looking forward to that 100th game. It's going to be a big old clash. How much time is left, Gethin, mate? We're at 58:35. 58:35. Malherba is on, as is Mbonambi, and Kitsoff has been on since the first half, so you can officially say it's that bomb squad front row. Offside again from the Springboks. Not Springboks, from the Pumas. So the Springboks have another penalty. Surely they kick for touch and maul that for the bonus point, I reckon. The Hawara is now defunct. I believe they play in a South American competition and dominate, but somebody closer to the scene there will have to tell me. They lost a lot of their players, their coach, all took contracts in other areas. Got to go for us, Steve. Agree. They need to go for the bonus point. Yeah, they're 29-3 ahead. There's no point doing anything else, eh? Argentina don't compete in the air, and it's an overthrow for Mbonambi, so get out of jail there for the Box. Not for the Box, for the Pumas. Goodness me, what's wrong? But I think it's just delaying the inevitable. I was pressed into playing hooker for the British Army versus the US Army back in 1980. Goodness gracious, Craig, man. What were they doing? Hollywood dozed off. Yeah, you missed the try to Malcolm Marx from a mall about how many minutes ago? 10 minutes ago? Pollard with the up and under. But this time it's secure from the Pumas. They've actually got the ball in Springboks territory. Come on, guys. Do something. Do something. Villain, mate, how's it going? How does Pollard compare to Dan Carter when he was at his best? Good question. Pollard's pretty good. He's got a pretty good all-round game. It's sometimes hard because the teams are playing different tactics. But, yeah, Pollard's one of those guys that can run it. He can play distributor. He can kick. He can tackle. He doesn't really have kind of an obvious weakness, eh? I know some people still give him stick for whatever reason, but I reckon he's right up there. Come on, Pumas. Get a try, please. Make the Boks really chase the bonus point for the final 20. Oh, they've lost it forward over the line. I did kind of question how that maul seemed to collapse like 1 meter from the line, but anyway. Looks like one of the Pumas guys might have lost his footing, though. Dan Carter has more flair, Brett. Yeah, that's for sure. But is he just given more freer reign? I don't know. Five-meter scrum for the Boks. They will go for a penalty. No. Scrum goes down, but no penalty. Let's see what kind of exit play they've got. Box kick. Nope, they're going to throw it back into the 22. No, he is going to box kick it. Tripped over his own player, yeah. What a bugger. I was on a tour with my home club's Colts playing army bases in Germany. Ronald Reagan was on a state visit. Oh, goodness gracious. It's quite a story. Ronald Reagan. It's back in the day, isn't it? Fun fact, I coached with Carter as part of our CRFU program in 2011. Genuine guy. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. When's Gazza going to make a return to the channel? Gazza can't make a return at the moment because he lives in a different place from me. And we are not allowed to mix. I'm not allowed to see him at the moment by the current lockdown restrictions. Jens van Rensburg has just conceded a penalty. The Pumas are not opting for no penalties this time. Sanchez has kicked them into their 22. We are still in Auckland, though. Yes, absolutely. Hendricks is on, so Corbus has gone off. He gets 15 minutes to play. Can't add into my bubble? I don't think so. I think it's supposed to be immediate household bubble at level 4. Level 3, I think we could go double bubble, but they live in Onehunga and we live in Henderson, so it's a bit of a drive. Like, it's not that far, but yeah. Oh, the Pumas just have knocked the ball on after 5 phases, so you have to say, though, in the last kind of 5-10 minutes, the Pumas have at least had some possession and territory down the box end. So that's a bit of good news. No traffic at level 4, at least. That's true. If I was going to drive to Onehunga, I'd make pretty good time. Fussy or LaRue for fullback? Fussy is the future, but LaRue is probably still the present. I want Fussy to get some more minutes, though, for sure. Fussy is just going to have maybe his development stifled a little bit by the fact that they don't really play 3 backs. He'd get more minutes if they were playing 3 backs, I reckon. On the bench, that is. But, yeah. Different news going around about the future of the Rugby Championship, Chris. Yeah, Europe could be the one going. Don't know. 31 cases and we locked the whole country down. We locked the country down at 1 case, man. But our vaccination rate's really bad. It's really bad. So I can kind of understand why they did it. I know it's still a divisive topic, people. But, yeah, I don't know. My old man's had cancer and he's only had 1 jab, so probably best he doesn't live in a place with heaps of COVID. And there's lots of other people in the same situation. So until they can get everyone jabbed up, they probably need to do that. But it's a ticking clock where they need to get everyone jabbed ASAP. 31 cases, amateurs. It's at 50 cases now, I think. I think we're at 50. We had another 20? I can't remember. I know the cases are still going up. 51, there you go. Who knows which policy is best? It's all mental. April 2. Yeah, exactly. I don't pretend to be an expert in that regard whatsoever. All I know is I haven't had a jab. My parents have had 1 jab. My wife has not had a jab. Most of the country has not been jabbed. So, yeah. You can still get COVID after the jab. Oh, yeah, for sure. At least you're not just going to end up in hospital is the main thing. But again, not an expert. Right, 11 minutes to go. What do we reckon? Are the Springboks going to get the bonus point? It was looking almost inevitable, but the Argentinians have kind of had their best period of the game in the last 10 minutes. Warren, mate, we are at 69-25. Americans are getting a 3rd jab, I know. Can't even get 1. Tim says, come on, Argentina. Let's see how they do, man. They've just kicked it through. Willemse is on. There's been a push, so it's another penalty conceded. The penalty count's high. Let's check what the penalty count is. I feel like it's very high. Discipline. Penalties conceded 17-9. New players need to tighten up. Finn Russell should come on for the fight against COVID. Finn Russell, anytime he is added, adds value. Right, the Boks have got 9 minutes to get that bonus point, or the Pumas have got 9 minutes to play spoilers. What are we going to see? The Boks are running it from their own half, so this is something we haven't seen much of, and they've knocked it on. Your 16-year-old daughter's had the jab. Man, all you guys have had the jab. I got jab envy. Oh, there's some handbags. Handbags after 71.5 minutes. Hendricks is getting attention now. He's going to just come on, man. Maybe because Kremer smashed into him. Oh, yeah. Maybe hyperextended a little bit there. Kremer is he's a pretty big unit. He's an aggressive player as well. I wouldn't want Kremer smashing into me like that. Bit late on Hendricks' assignment, yeah. I reckon it's a bit late. $71.35. The clock has stopped. When are they going to bring on the reserve hooker, man? Montoya plays like 75 minutes each week. Definitely late, says Tim. Whoa, Steve, mate. I'm on the water at the moment, man. Thank you, man. You got proper commitment to be up at, what is it, like 3? No, it must be 2:30, 2:49 in Australia. I appreciate that, mate. It's a real bugger. Our game's off next week. We'll see. See how we go. But cheers, man. Always appreciate the support. Fantastic. Mr. Smith is in the building. Yeah, that's what caused the handbags. It's the late shot from Kremer. It's a long stoppage, though. Very, very long stoppage. He's going to have to go off. Please don't tell me Nohumba's going to join the squad. What's wrong with Nohumba? His pass is a bullet. 12:49 a.m. and no worries. 12:49. True. Western Australian time. Albany. Albany's here on the North Shore. Albany, Western Australia. Southern tip of Western Australia, known for its beaches. Nice. There's an Albany here in Auckland. That's where the North Shore Stadium is. Nohumba's a ragdoll. But he's got a bullet pass. Yeah, Colby's going to have to step in at 9, Benjamin's in Albany too. I can't believe this game is still on. Are we going to crack 2 hours, folks? The stream's at 1:46. We usually go just under 2 hours, but man. Albany North Shore. Yeah, there's more than one Albany. Your mum was in Manurewa, is now in Parnell. Oh, Parnell's flash. Parnell's proper flash. Craig says, towards my vaccine fund, but if you become sterile, don't blame me. Bro, I got 2 kids. I don't care. I don't care. I do not want any more. Thank you very much. Well, cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Colby is definitely in at 9. That's a pity for Hendrickson, man. And just come on. Oh, man, Matera's pass there was brutally forward. Execution has just been pretty shocking, hasn't it? Montoya is finally going off. So Facundo Bosch will get like 7 minutes of rugby. Can you imagine having 18 children? My dad is one of 18. Holy shit. That's mental. I can honestly not imagine having 18 children. No. I think 3 would be a struggle. I struggle with 2. Oh, man, 18 kids. That's a different generation, eh? That's a different generation. There was nothing to do. 18. My mom's family had, how many moms does my mom have? What is it, Norma? Leslie, Dawn, Terry, Tony, Joanne, Philip, and Andrew. My mum's got 7 siblings, so she's one of 8. And that's bad enough. 18. Yeah, it's a full rugby team, isn't it? Bloody hell. Large Irish family that came from a large Irish family. That is just crazy. That is just crazy. Large Irish families. Keeping that Catholic stereotype real, I guess. Don't know, but maybe that's just different generation. Granddad was wealthy. My grandparents had 14, says Chris. 14. Steve was one of 9. I thought that was a lot. 18 takes the biscuit that comes in the plate, man. 18 kids, similar to my generation, will being one of 10. Nah, man. That's crazy. 18 kids. Well, I think a family of 5 is pretty big, right? One of my mates, he's got, is it 4? Yeah, one of my mates has got 4 kids, and I'm looking at him like, bro, you got too many kids. Colby's even got the scrum cap off now. He means business. Argentina have been very competitive in the past, just having an off day. They also picked their less than full strength team against the box gun team for the most part. Great grandfather had 13. Man, Dan Carter's got like 4, and yeah, these days that's like a big family, eh? I think my daughter might be awake. ESPN on the pitch, because this is technically the Pumas home game. You'll notice the ball is also an Argentinian one, and any of the advertising stuff will all be like Imperial Cerveza and stuff like that. Just out of my family tree, and it's a nightmare because everyone's got so many kids. Yeah, can't imagine. My dad has 8 brothers and sisters. Mum has 7. Nah, man, my parents had 2 kids, keeping it simple. 18 kids, no Foxtel, no Sky. In New Zealand, yeah. Yeah, I'm at 76.55 on the clock. The Box have still got to chase this bonus point. I reckon they might just sneak it, but the scoring has certainly slowed down. Jacques is South African and almost falling asleep. Don't know how I'm watching this. Yeah, the clock is about to tick on to 5 in the morning. So the only thing left is, do the Box get the bonus point? 71st cousins. You can't marry your daughter, can't marry anyone from New Zealand, just in case. Yeah, keep those genes well separated, eh? If the Springboks keep this up, Hunter's going to have to start agreeing with the boring crowd. Honestly, I think part of this is the way the game's been reffed. Very stop-start. Oh, the Springboks have messed up the 5-meter line out. If they miss the bonus point, man, then they got themselves to blame. They've still got time, though. Got the ball back. My uncle went to Sky City Casino and his kids aren't vaccinated. He's had 1 jab. I heard that once they announced the case and that there'd be a lockdown at midnight, people were flocking to the casino to get in before it closed. It's like, what are you, nuts? Why would you go to the casino? I'm not saying that's your uncle, but yeah. Come on, Pumas, do something. You can't finish with 3 points. Bosch. Quick ball, guys. Quick ball. Kremer. Sanchez. Malia. Go, guys. You got space out wide. For God's sake, go. Go. Oh, there's a 4 pass. Oh, come on. Oh, unforced error, says Dean. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Oh, yeah. The Bosch line break was from a forward pass from... that one was 4. There's multiple forward passes there, I think. This game sucks, says April Tui. Yeah. Wellington cases caused by a UAS student, Auckland escaping lockdown. I don't know, man. I haven't been following it too much, but maybe. Could be right. Oh, Pollard has missed touch with a last-minute penalty. So many penalties, that's why it's so slow. Exactly right. The penalty count's been atrocious. Shonak's missing, Augustine Creevy. So many Argentinian fans, actually. The clock is in the red. Do I go back to bed after this? 5 o'clock in the morning. I think I'll probably just stay up. Do I go back to bed? 5 hours? 4 hours sleep. Awkward. To go to bed or to stay up, I don't know. Medrano was having a big carry. Come on, guys. Stay up and have a nap. I might. See how we go. I don't really want to go back to bed. I don't think I'll fall asleep. Oh, why did you pass the ball? Why didn't you just go over the line, you idiot? Come on, guys. Why didn't you just go over the frickin' line? And no, my kids, Victoria, will absolutely not let me have a nap, but my missus may. Why didn't he just try and fall over the line? Don't know. Maybe I'm called for it. It was brutal. What did Lavanini get yellow carded for? I didn't even see it. I was too busy being surprised. Did he go late? Oh, late on Pollard. Whoa, real late. Real late. He's frustrated, yeah. Damn, he'd gone 80 minutes without getting a card as well. Elliot's going to get some Ferrero Rocher ice cream. Man, Sia Khaleesi's played 80, which is a massive shift for a guy who's played every game. Late tackle, yeah, thanks. Oh, the Pumas have won a penalty. Come on, guys, just kick the thing out. Deny the box of bonus points, almost like a win at this point. Nah, they're going to keep playing. They don't want to end on 3. Fair enough. Well, we're gonna hit 2 hours. We are going to hit 2 hours. 30 seconds to go. At this point, the yellow might even make it back on. He's still got about 8 minutes. You never know. Warren's going to head out. All right, man, take care. Elliot gave up on watching, but it's still there. Yep. Oh, Argentina's lost their line out, but then they've got it back somehow. Khaleesi's just giving away a penalty because that ball wasn't out. At least the intensity is upped in the last kind of minute or so. I don't even know if we can get Ferrero Rocher ice cream over here, I'll admit, but I'll have to have a look for it. Remember the France-Wales 2017 match, which lasted over 100 minutes? I think I vaguely do, actually. Didn't that one get one at the death? Anyway. Jordan hasn't had good signal. How's the game? Jordan, the penalty count. The penalty count's been high. Very, very, very high. I want to refresh this and see, to tell you exactly how many penalties there's been. There's been 32 penalties in this game. Far out. It's got to be almost a record. More time for the Pumas. Come on, they've been brought down. Come on, Pumas, do something. Poking you with the stick. Do something. Do something. Longest stream since that second Lions game. I think so. That one was longer than this, though. Come on, Pumas. Did they just score a try? Matera. Hey, they got a try. Unbelievable. Well, they should get into double figures. Hooray. They deny the Springboks a bonus point, so there's a little bit of a talking point, if nothing else. Okie dokie. 86 minutes. I do reckon the Springboks will be pretty disappointed not to score any points in the final. Geez, how long was it since the Malcolm Marks try? What was that? Like 50-something? 60 minutes? Like at least a good 20 minutes, no try. They probably should have picked up a pretty easy bonus point here, but kudos to the Pumas guys for keeping on fighting, albeit the Springboks only had 14 men at the end with Hendricks off. So, yeah. You guys all take care of yourselves. It's 10 past 5 in the morning, so I'm probably going to have another coffee. And, yeah, quickly record a video about this game before I decide whether I lie down or enjoy my freedom before the children wake up in about an hour. So, yeah, you guys all take care of yourselves. Thank you all for the kind words and whatnot. And, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, morning. Could make bread. I'll have to see what I can make. I've got some flour. So anyway, yeah, take care, guys. I will see you again for another one soon. Take care. Bye.